Alright, so the good question is, what do I know about Burntrap and what do I know about, apparently it's called the Blob for now. Here's my thought. I think I already talked about it beforehand. Hopefully you don't hear the background. Son of a bitch if you do. So when it comes to Burntrap, at first I was coming with the idea of Glam Rock Bonnie had to have been destroyed somehow. Yep, it couldn't be salvaged, and Fanny was able to go to Burntrap and give him the needed whatevers to be able to get charged. I mean, come on, really? He is the original OG spring suit. How in the world can it be charged by something very futuristic? There's no way after all this time you can charge it from something brand new. That's like saying, I mean, even Apple doesn't do that. It's like the iPods, the iPhones, things change. Different plugins, different outlets to charge them. Yeah, there's nothing that actually gets to the point of where it's like point A to point B. Nintendo changed theirs, Xbox changed theirs, so there's no way how you can tell me that for Freddy Fazbear, their animatronics, they used the same exact charger. That's impossible. After all those years, you're telling me that the futuristic stuff still is able to be compatible with the old stuff? I doubt it. I doubt it. There's a little small possibility, though. A little bit of small possibility, but I still doubt it. So with that said, pretty sure Glam Rock Bonnie, pieces of him got into Burntrap. It's kind of crazy that Burntrap still actually has some human remains in him after all this time. He technically looked like Lobomon. Yeah, he looks just like Lobomon from Digimon Season 4. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, legs-wise. Like, look at his legs. Look at Lobomon's legs. It's like, yeah. I did also speculate, but considering he does have human remains still, the human version, well, what's left of him is still present. And also you have the computer virus, which we don't know if he's really dead. We only know that the control of Vanny in one of the endings that isn't canon, you can get rid of his connection from Vanny, but he still is around though. He still is around. So there's most likely might be even more people who has been affected by him. So that's basically it for Burntrap. The fact of, yeah, that is him. I thought it was going to be nothing but a mixed up thing of Glam Rock Bonnie's been taken down, and maybe she found, pieces of him, downloading himself into that body as well, and thus he has two forms. Either way, now we get to the Blob. Alright, the Blob. Well, first things first, when you go down the steps, it's kind of crazy where it's like, he's breathing. Dude, he's asleep. The Blob is asleep. Apparently, he is fine if you stay in Freddy. And, it's like, even though you walk, it's like, you make noise no matter what. The good news is that if you're in Freddy, you're fine. He won't really care because it's an animatronic. Who cares? But if you're a kid, oh, good Lord. And then here comes the interesting bombshell being like, does he have any souls in him? Is that actually a kid in prison? Or maybe even 9 children? I'm like, no. He's like, what? It's like, yeah, no. There's no kids in him. What? It's like, yeah, there's no kids in him. Pretty sure every single person except for Henry, which I have a little bit of thought being like, you know why Glamrock Freddy is a father figure to Gregory here? It's because that's Henry. Henry stayed behind. Henry stayed behind. That's why he has that nature. That's why he wasn't actually being controlled, is because it's Henry. Henry is still there and he is inside Freddy. It makes sense considering you have in the very beginning Fredbear and Bonnie. And notice that William Afton chose Bonnie. So it seems fitting that he chose Freddy. Could we actually say that maybe that's Henry behind the freaking thing after all that? We could say that, but I kind of don't think we should say that. Me personally, and just this is the big bombshell that makes you say, oh, that's why there's no kids or anything in him. The freaking Blob is a berserker. He's nuts. He will attack any human or anything no matter what. He doesn't attack Glamrock Freddy because, well, he sees Freddy as an animatronic. Wow. And he doesn't really have like anything truly possessing him that's evil. I think the thing could sense evil, whatever. Or just the fact of he just don't give a shit. He's like, he don't give a shit unless it's like something that he really should attack. Which that's like the little thing that's a little issue, being like, well, why didn't he attack Freddy if he's actually unhinged? It's like, yeah, but I think it's an animatronic. Which technically, the spring suits, are they animatronics? A little bit, but not truly. So I'm pretty sure when it comes to the Blob here, he'll attack anything that isn't animatronic. And the reason why there's no souls in it, just check this out. Every single time when you have a soul in a animatronic, it never attacked children. Look at the first game. Never attacked children. Second game, never attacked children. Third game, yes, but that's because it's Spring Bonnie. Yes, just because it's Springtrap. The Phantoms, they're just nothing but gas that Springtrap most likely used. Yeah, it's like there's a reason why in AR you have this toxic version of Springtrap. Think about it. Think about it. Fourth one, those were nightmare ones. They weren't really real. If they were real, they were most likely piloted by who? By freaking William Afton. Yeah, the only weird part is to be the fact of where it's like it's like real life. We know what the nightmare ones look like. But when it comes to the game version, technically only that kid should know what the nightmare animatronics look like. And yes, you could say he draw drawings, but it's like that's weird and crazy that they're able to actually make the drawings look exactly how it looked. I don't know. Hard to say. Sister location. Yep, the kids never attack. He's like, yeah, when they're possessed, no, they never attack children. Nope. Only the animatronic attacked children, baby, and she took down Elizabeth. Yep. Yeah, what about the puppets, like a marionette? Didn't have a soul in it. Supposed to protect kid. Supposed to protect, I forgot her name. Charlotte. I think her name was Charlotte. Either way, supposed to protect. It's like, notice that every single one of them protect children. Only when they have souls. It's like, even when they have souls, they protect children, but attack adults. Eventually attack adults when they have souls. So, for it to attack Gregory means that there isn't a soul in there. It's basically a free agent. It'll attack whatever the hell it wants. Unless you're an animatronic. It's like, it'll attack whatever the hell it wants. Not to mention the fact of where you had William Afton in the first place touching the screens and it was affecting Freddy. Pretty sure that means that he most likely had some kind of frequency he was using. Kind of like what happened with Vanny, I bet. And that frequency basically caused a stir with the Blob, and the Blob took him. Because, dude, what the frick? It's like, yeah, it's like, this guy is freaking angry. He'll kill almost anyone he freaking wants unless you're an animatronic. A pure animatronic. So I don't think there's a soul in there. I think it's just the animatronic itself. And of course, if we really have to go in books, what about the, shoot, I'll say, beautiful one. Yeah, the one that is the book version of Baby. That one doesn't seem like to have a soul in her at all. Yeah, we never got a backstory of, oh my gosh, she has a soul. We don't get that. I think that's actually an animatronic herself, and she was just basically playing the girl as a fool. We never actually had anything that said that she has an animatronic, she has a spirit inside of herself. Never, ever. So, that's just one thing. But that's basically my thoughts, is that the Blob most likely had no souls in him. If he does, well, okay, cool. But the thing is that, then why do you attack Gregory if, when it comes to animatronic with soul, they never attack children? And even if you're like, oh, but Gregory's a robot, that debunks it too, being that, I guess he could be human and robot, but even then people were just saying, he's a robot, he's a robot. It's like, okay, then that means he's kind of an animatronic, but he still got attacked by freaking the Blob, which means that he is not a freaking robot, you just got defunct. It's like right then and there, you got defunct. If he has a soul in him, you just got defunct. Because they usually don't attack children. They'll attack things that are weird and strange, but they don't attack actual children, and they don't attack animatronics. So, yeah, it's like right then and there, you just got the case blown wide open. Yeah, Gregory's not a robot. Because if he was, I'm pretty sure it will be fine, because it means pure robot, and pretty sure it's fine with it. Because notice the fact that there is no any bots that were the map bot or security bot or janitor bot. Notice that there's none of those pieces in the Blob itself. So why in the world would he attack if he doesn't have anything? And what's worse is like, oh my goodness, does that mean that he's gonna absorb Afton into him, become even more powerful? That's a good question of what's gonna happen to the Blob next. And it's kind of funny that we did technically got a hint that the Blob exists, considering the third game where we had the ultimate secret bad guy, secret boss that had things all over him. Ugh, that was gross. Ugh. Anyways, I'm just gonna go. Finally, I get to go sleep. Good night.